it's not a question if this process works. That's what you can be so rest assured and so fired up when you make that investment. My parents were in town yesterday. Now, you got to understand, they're in their 80s. Okay. So, if you think about them in their 80s, they don't know anything about digital, right? I mean, my mom still has a hard time texting on her phone. Like sometimes she'll send me like this little, it comes in a file or something. Like, how are you even doing this? Anyway, so we're sitting there last night at the restaurant, and my mom's like, just, I don't get what you're doing. Like, this is crazy. And so I'm like explaining it to her, but I can tell it was like a deer in a headlights moment. If you live in Kansas, you know, or Alabama, Kentucky, you know, we have a lot of deer, right? And it was like I could see the deer in the headlights moments with her. And maybe you guys have that as well. Maybe you're like, I just don't understand. So I'm gonna help you understand today. And this is what I did to my mom. I grabbed my phone, okay? And I said, I go, you have a cell phone, right? And she goes, yeah. I said, where'd you get your cell phone? She goes, Verizon. I said, just like me, I got my cell phone at Verizon. She goes, yeah. I said, did Verizon make this? She goes, well, no. And I looked at her and I said, look around this restaurant. And I grabbed the A1 steak sauce. And I go, did BJ's make this? She goes, no. I said, look around the restaurant. And I pointed at their food. I go, did they cook the food, but did they make this steak? Did they make this shrimp? Did they make this potato? Or did they get that from other people? She goes, oh yeah, other people. And I said, what in this business did BJ's make that they personally made? She looked around, she goes, well, nothing. And I'm like, so that's a business, right? She goes, yeah. And I said, let's go back to your cell phone. I said, Verizon makes millions off of a phone they didn't even create. She goes, yeah. I said, but Verizon can't make 100% profit off of this because there's materials involved. There's costs involved for materials. There's shipping involved. So they can't make 100%. I said, but do you realize what Verizon can do with this phone? This is the phone that Apple created. Apple took their time, their expertise to perfect the phone and make it really, really, really good. And guess what? Verizon can resell this phone, and Verizon can resell this phone over and over and over again, because you can buy a phone from Verizon, and then when the next best phone comes out, you can turn this back into Verizon, and they give you a little bit, and then Verizon resells it. Now, y'all are sitting there with a phone in your pocket, in your purse, or you're watching me on your phone, and you all have paid for that concept. But for some odd reason, when we go online, people whoop over their head. How is it different? How is it different? I don't even know where I got this lip stuff. They didn't make it. They just bring in other people's products. You guys realize when you stay at a hotel, you pay to stay at a hotel that they didn't make the bed, right? They bought the products to put in the room that you're paying to stay in. It's no different than anything. So what's the difference of digital? The difference of, does that make sense, Heather? It made sense to my 80-year-old parents. So I'm like, I hope you guys all just had an aha moment. It's no different. This phone can be resold over and over again. And Verizon does a really, really good job. What do they call them? Refurbished phones, right? Isn't that what they call them? But they still sell them over and over again. Nobody calls that a pyramid scheme. They love the fact that they can get a refurbished phone because they're cheaper. They do it with computers. They do it with iPhones. They do it with, what is it called? An iPad. They do it, right? It's the exact same thing. Now, here's the difference. And this is where the world is going. And this is why you guys need to wrap your head around this, or you're going to be known as the dinosaur age. Truth. Okay? The world has gone digital. So what I did is, for the last almost 19 months, I've literally kept every single email one of my customers has ever sent me every email for almost 19 months. I've kept every single email that you guys have asked me. Like when you've gone inside my system to learn more, I've kept every single email from you, every single question. And guess what I did? I filled in the gaps. I would literally create content and create um, content inside my community to help fill those gaps in. And I started doing this and I started doing weekly calls for my community. And my gosh, success started happening. I'm talking insane success. I'm talking numbers I can't even fathom success because they were coachable, but I started filling in the gaps. And so I thought about this. Well, it's been in my head for the last year, but I didn't feel I was worthy enough. I didn't feel like I could do this. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even going to launch this until July. But my mentor, and when I was at her mastermind in December, she got in my face pretty much and said, why are you holding her so back? What are you doing? Go launch it now. I still left there scared and not felt that I was worthy, even though I was about ready to hit I think it was the next month after that I hit my first million. But I still didn't have that belief in myself. I'm only telling you this because an incident that happened with prior products that I was promoting with their awful customer service, and I was like, I can't do that to my customers anymore. I got to provide something that will help people. And that's when I took every single question I've ever had and I literally laid out exactly what you need to be wildly successful. I created it one time and we created an amazing program. And then I added a team so you have 24/7 support, and I launched it to the world. But I allowed everybody inside my community to get what's called the master resale rights on it so they could sell it and make 100% profit because I made it one time. If I give you that product, I don't got to continue. I don't got to do the work. It's already been done. I'm telling you, it's been around forever. You guys just can't wrap your head around it because you're physically not touching a product. We live in a digital world. Do you feel like that when you get your electric bill and now it's all digital? Do you feel like that's a scam? You shouldn't pay it because you don't feel your electricity and you don't even get your bill anymore. It's online. You still pay it. You have no problem with that. And that's what I'm coming from. So I give my community the ability to take a program that has already created six-figure income earners, and they have the ability to help other people. And inside this program, you guys are going to learn how to launch a business. I give you the launch kit. I give you exactly what you need. The fluff is gone. You get what you need. Launch to profit in 7 days. And then once we get your business launched, I actually give you the complete automated system. This system I give you is free. Your website that is pre-built and ready to go, it's your sales page. It's $29. $29. You know how much it costs to have a $1 million funnel created? Tens of thousands of dollars. You guys get it for $29. I'm sure y'all are going to spend more than that this weekend on doing things that won't change your life, won't teach you passive income, but you get this. And so you guys get this. Now, why do I give you this system? Because I know how it should convert. Because I teach you live. You get access to live and interactive calls. Live and interactive, because I'm going to help you get it to work for you. I'm going to help you feel comfortable. I'm going to help you feel confident. No matter if that's building an invisible empire and going faceless with videos, no matter what that is. So I do live calls. You are trained not only live from me, live and interactive from me, you're also trained from the other 5- and 6-figure income earners inside my community. I think next week, I'm going to share something with my community that's even going to save more time. I got to check my emails to see if it's been confirmed yet. even get my community is going to be so fired up next week after this. Oh my God. Wait, like it's not even going to get better. Like it's even going to save you more time. And people in my community have already been testing it. This is the power of being part of a community. This is it. So you know how to get it to work for you. You just got to follow the people that are having success. But this, I give you this. This is completely free. This system up here can get you to 6 figures in 6 months without it costing you a dime, or 6 figures in a year, whatever your goal is. Right? And so that's what I wanted to create. I wanted you to have like a one-stop shop. I wanted you to be able to, even if you're beginner friendly or if you've had no success online, I want you to get back to the freaking basics. You guys are making this way too hard. I literally walk you through how I've helped. We have 13,000 people in our community. It's not a question if this process works. That's what you can be so rest assured and so fired up when you make that investment to learn these skills, make that investment in you, to never have to look at your bank account again, to never have to settle, to never have to not be unfulfilled. When you make that investment in you, you can walk into the community knowing that it is all in you if you make it work. It's not a question if the process works. The only question is, are you willing to be coachable and following it to get it to work for you? That's the empowering part. And I love that for you, because the moment you're like working on it and you feel a little, your old patterns and your old routines creep back in, all you got to do is look in the mirror and manage your mind and go, no, 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 no. Thousands have already paved the way. If they can do it, I can do it. Do you know there's no one on this entire planet that doubts that you can run a mile in 4 minutes? Not anymore. Not anymore. But they used to. They used to say, no way, no way you can't run a 4-minute mile. No way. Your heart's going to explode. People are going to die. Don't try. Don't do it. People were spewing their limiting beliefs. And he's like, I'm not listening to you. I know my body. It will happen. The moment he did that 4-minute mile, he literally became the person that everybody wanted to be like. And they looked at him and they said, if you can run a 4-minute mile, so can I. And then all of a sudden it happens all the time. All of a sudden they gave a different goal for people to follow. I can promise you right now, you don't need another freaking course. You don't need another course that somebody sold you because they need to buy groceries. It happens all the time. All of a sudden, they gave a different goal for people to follow. I can promise you right now, you don't need another freaking course. You don't need another course that somebody sold you because they need to buy groceries. You need to be part of a true program where you are trained by people that are having the success you want to have. A course is not going to help you reach your goals and dreams, because that will just help you have another treadmill moment. You know what I mean, right? By the treadmill moment, you get excited, you buy something off of an emotion, but it never leaves your computer, because 3 days later, that emotion is gone. Or worse yet, you're excited, but somebody that you really love and care about comes in and says, oh, what are you doing? You can't do that. Don't work. And they spew their limiting belief on you. And then all of a sudden you're in your environment and you're like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. That's why you need to be in a community, because the moment that person that doesn't see your vision says that to you, you just go right into the community and you just go to the wins and you read, or you plug into one of our live calls and you're going to get off and they'll be like, oh, I got this. I got this. If they can do it, I can do it. And that's the power of a community. That's the power of community. You guys need to be part of a thriving community, not one that people push you in, one that people invite you in and you can plug in and reach your goals and dreams. That's why I created this, because I do not want you just floundering out there anymore. I don't want you trying to go through a course and not understanding it. One of the biggest things I've learned in my almost 19 months of doing this was questions are always the answer. The people in my community that had the biggest aha moments, that had the biggest wake up calls, were the people that were asking the questions. And then I would give them a different perspective or different spin on it. They would do a little bit of a pivot shift. They would discover their blind spots, and woo, the daily pay started coming in. That wouldn't have happened if they just had a course, because you don't know what your blind spots are. Just like one-on-one coaching is not really the best thing for you. That's to keep you in your comfort zone, by the way. That's to keep you playing safe, because you're too intimidated to ask questions in front of other people. But I can promise you, or if you're in coaching of a group of 4, 5, 10, 20, or a lot, you will learn more from the questions that they ask, and you will discover your blind spots that you didn't even know you had. How can a one-on-one mentor discover your blind spots if you don't even know what they are? You are just purchasing a course and you're thinking it's going to work. You might make some money, but what are you looking to make? But the time you're going to spend. So back to the Legacy Builder program that I'm introducing you to today. Back to that, you guys, I wanted to create a program that would show you how to add multiple income streams without you taking more time. Like, I'm sitting there hanging out with my parents yesterday. We were on my back porch, and my dad kept on seeing my watch, and he kept on seeing this stripe purple come across. And he finally grabbed my watch. I think one just did, matter of fact, yeah. And he's seen that, right? And he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "That's a payment." So he started paying attention to that. He goes, "I'm literally," you guys remember, this is from a perspective of an 80-year-old, right? He's 81, or I don't know. Anyway, he goes, "We've been hanging out for a few hours now. I've lost count of how many times you got that ding." That's what you call it, the ding, right? He goes, "Back in my day, you know what a ding was called?" A ding. I don't know. Anyway, I wish he would have gone live. Dang it, we'll figure it out. But anyway, he goes, "I watched that." He goes, "How much have you made just this time we've been hanging out?" So I picked up my phone and I calculated $3,000. He goes, "You made $3,000 just hanging out with us." He goes, "You didn't get on the phone with anybody." I'm like, "Mm-hmm." He goes, "You don't, you don't got to give him anything?" And I'm like, "Mm-mm." Look, another one just came in. So you guys have watched two since I've been talking to you. But he goes, "And you don't got to get on the phone with anybody?" I'm like, "Mm-mm, it's all automated." He was sitting there just trying to wrap his head around it. He goes, "Why wouldn't everybody want to do this?" So me, questions are the answer, right? I said, "Why do you think?" He goes, "Because they don't believe they can." And he pointed out my shirt. He goes, "Is that why you have the Hope Dealer shirt on?" I said, "Yes." But I'm telling you, you guys, that's what I'm telling you. And it's like, yeah, I know. But that's what he's like, they don't believe they can. And he goes, "Why wouldn't everybody want to do this?" And it's the truth. You don't, because you don't think you can. And I told him, I said, "That's exactly why I've created this Legacy Builder program." I said, "Because I want to give people hope again. I want people to truly get out of that chaos and the mass confusion they've created in their head, because they wasted so much time." I was there, my friend. So much time Googling and watching YouTube videos, thinking that you could make it work for you by watching a YouTube video over and over and over. Look, another one just came in. See, I can't make this stuff up. 3 since I've been talking to you, and I'm talking to you, and I don't got to do anything. It's all automated. They get immediate access to everything. Those 3 people that just bought from me can have an online automated business up and going today. What if one of them follow my Launch to Profit in 7 days program? And what if they got a $900 customer this weekend? What can you do this weekend to make $900 directly into your bank account? What can you do to make $900 next week? That's what I'm telling you about. The world is going digital. Why not you? Why not you wanting to learn these skills? So I wanted to get people out of the searching and Googling and YouTube. And let me give you a great perspective right now. I want you to think about the time you learned to ride a bike. Did you just get on the dang bike and somebody kind of held it and directed you? Or did you sit for hours, for days, for weeks, and watched YouTube videos of how to ride a bike? Did you sit for hours, days, and weeks, and did you read books of how to ride a bike? Or did you get on the bike and somebody kind of supported it and held it for you? Or did you get on a bike that had training wheels, but somebody was beside you supporting you? You didn't just sit and watch video after video. Do you think you're going to learn more from riding a bike, from getting on the bike? Or are you going to learn more from reading books and watching the same videos over and over again, thinking that's going to give you the confidence and courage to get on the bike? You got to get on the bike. You all know that answer. You got to get on the bike. But you need that mentor to guide you getting on the bike. And that's what our program is for. It will teach you how to learn and earn at the exact same time.